Tell me about your milk frother. I'm kind of jealous.
It's an espresso. I mean, it's the 4. It's the most recent, upgraded, top of the line.
I'm unsurprised by all of these things. But I love that your comment to me was, if you want tea, you have to go get it yourself, but I will bring you your own water.
It's because when you want tea, you're like, bring me whatever. And then I do, and it's like, you brought me that?
I don't believe that's true.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Oh.
I don't feel like I've made the right choice. I don't like open-endedness.
I feel like usually I'm like, bring me the espresso maple one. That one's good.
We've been out of it for 3 months.
Oh, well then peach ginger is fine.
I don't even know if I have it, but I have something with ginger.
Okay, I see why I have to go get my own tea now.
I'm Hunter Pence, and you're listening to the Misplay podcast. Oh, yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the Misplay, where we can't read rules. That should be can't write rules.
We'll get there too.
My name is Mark.
My name is Jason.
Why can't we read rules?
I finally got to play Hot Streak. It's been one of the games in the last year that I think has been like most talked about. Like people were really excited about it. It's a funny, silly mascot racing game. And I finally got to play it at KublaCon with my son. And we bought it. We sat down to play it. We read the rules. I have such a hard time with rules. I was like, I don't know if we're playing this right. We'll do it this way. So we played a game. And then we were walking around the floor. And we saw another group playing Hot Streak. And we're just like, hey, can we jump in? Probably one of my favorite things about KublaCon is just walking around and jumping into other people's games. They'll put up a flag. This group didn't have a flag. It was just me and my son were like, hey, can we jump in and play too? And we did. And they had a hard time understanding some of the rules. But then somebody who had played the game before was walking by. Was like, I love Hot Streak. And we're like, well, how do we play? And so they sat there the whole time with us. And they went through the rules, and I realized I did so many things wrong in the version that I was playing with my son because I can't read the rules and I didn't understand language.
Oh, is that why you've been so charged about our rulebook?
That's why your comment is funny. We can't write rules. We've been working on writing our rules. I think we really do have a simple game. I think it's simple for us to tell somebody how to play. I can show you physically in front of me. I can show you how to play the game. They get it. No one has ever messed up moving the pieces once I've explained how to do it. But when people have to do it without somebody sitting there with them and telling them what to do, there's just a lot more challenges. And I have those personally myself, reading rules. So we've been writing our rule book for the last couple of weeks, and it's hard to get the language just how you want it so that there is no confusion.
I think one of the things that we have neglected in the time that we've spent on the rule book, and I know it's a little bit because we have deadline around getting the review copies, prototype copies. What are we calling them?
I keep calling it pre-production.
The pre-production copies, because we need a version of everything to submit so we can get those copies of the game. But I do think the real litmus test is putting the rule book in front of, I would even say, non-board gamers and see how they respond to it. This is very like teacher brain side for me, where I strongly believe you can write a rule book that is clear enough, especially with the level of simplicity that our rules have. I think it's very possible to write a rule book that is pretty close to errorless, but we just haven't done the steps of asking our friends, families, non-gamer people to sit down and vet the rule book in this way for us.
And it's also a skill that people study and practice, writing rule books. And like anything that we've ever done with this project, we're just jumping in, trying to figure it out as we go. But today, we're not going to talk about any of that. Today, we're going on a side quest.
I was a little bit nervous when you were like, all right, time to start building another game, because I feel like our hands are full with what we're doing. And then you said mini MMA Gauntlet. Explain the game format that you are hoping to do this with, like I'm 5, because I haven't heard of it before. You said it's an 18 card game.
I will. We're going to talk about 18 card games. We're going to be talking about the inspiration behind what I want to do today and the side quest that we're going on. And we're actually going to just start doing it with the mics on. We're going to build a version of MMA Gauntlet. But before we do, This week's episode is brought to you by Board Game Casual. Board Game Casual is a YouTube channel welcoming people into the board game hobby with video reviews, recommendations, unboxings, tips for accessorizing on a budget, and more. Do us a favor when you're over there at Board Game Casual on YouTube and comment on their videos and ask them, the Misplay asks, when are you coming to Blue Sky? We need more Board Game Casual in our Blue Sky feeds. Give Board Game Casual a view at Board Game Casual on YouTube, at Board Game Casual channel.
Round 1, The Thing.
Begin. 18 card games. It's a thing. But what got me there was walking around KublaCon. And I'm thinking about us being there next year, either with our own booth or maybe we'll join forces again with the Bay Area Designer Coalition and have a table there with Randy O'Connor and friends. But what I was thinking was, we need more than just our game box. I know it's weird that we don't have anything yet, but I'm like, we need more. We need a second game. I don't want to put this project down. I don't want to build Under One Sky, box it, ship it, deliver it, and be done. And I was looking at some other tables, and specifically Solus Gaming. They had a couple of games in little packages, like you would get like a package of, baseball or football cards or Magic the Gathering cards or Pokemon cards. And each pack was its own game. And remember, we talked about Murder at the Atelier, and that was a little escape room in a little pack that you opened up and you played. They have a game, Solus has a game called Massiveverse. They have another game that they were selling called Hot Brown Surprise. And what I started thinking, Mark, was you said to me at the start of this season, at season 3, the thing that you really wanted to do was to get together and build games. When we were talking about what season 3 was going to look like and how we were going to structure it and shape it, you weren't interested in talking about manufacturing, and you weren't interested in talking about, the file format we're going to upload the art in. You were interested in just like building and making a game. And we had these games that weren't quite fully conceptualized. MMA Gauntlet is, one of the big ones that we always go back to. We say Nightmare Smashers or Supermarket Game from time to time. And I was thinking, what if we don't have to build MMA Gauntlet as this? Can we put MMA Gauntlet into a little booster pack and sell it next to Under One Sky? I think we can. Why are you looking at me like that?
I love the optimism.
I thought the base of what you had put together with MMA Gauntlet way back when was good. We haven't done the research on this and, how uniquely original this game is going to be. But I think it is something we can do. We can build this. Got playing cards in front of me.
It looks like more than 18.
You're going to scrub some, right? You're going to mess something up. Me trying to draw somebody doing a kickflip or something.
No, this is your time to really go for that. I only need my card games to be black and white, rules text, no filler, no art. Don't even put names on them.
Sure. And maybe we'll get some of these up on Blue Sky when we're done today. So we're going to build a game, and it's going to be an 18 card game.
Why 18?
I'm glad you asked. 18 card games is like a thing. And I think one of the reasons is when you have a card game printed, they print on sheets of 54. That may not be everywhere. That's the idea. What's 18 plus 18, Mark?
36.
Add another 18.
54.
54. So you get 3 games on one sheet. So it's a very efficient way of making a game. Button Shy is a company that's famous for doing this. They create 18 card games all the time. They have competitions. They have one running right now where you create an 18 card game with no shuffling. Go for it. And they get like hundreds of entries. And then they pick a few of those and they print it. I'm not trying to submit MMA Gauntlet for this, but 18 card games, it's a popular micro game. Could our game have 17? Sure, technically it could, but we're not being efficient with our printing, I think.
After a quick Google search, I see where some of this is coming from. My question then is, are we going to follow the really strict rule of no other components? Because original MMA Gauntlet had dice rolling in it.
Yeah. I think we can use the dice because I think that gives us a framework that we already had with MMA Gauntlet. And if during the process we can find a way to do it without the dice, cool, even better, because I think it would be great to sell the booster pack with nothing else. They have everything they need to play the game with just the booster pack. But if we're going to do it with a set of polyhedral die, then great. Mark, first, you catch the audience up. What is MMA Gauntlet? Where are we starting from?
MMA Gauntlet was an attempt at taking the PC video game auto battler format and putting it into a board or card game, a physical game. Really quickly, broad strokes, an auto battler is you build a team, you position them on your board, and then you shove your board into a play area where your board fights your opponent's board. One of you winds up victorious, hopefully, and then over time you like knock down your opponent's hit points, or in our case, you win money to win the championship belt.
So that was the basis. And we built a game last year. We played it. We even did a couple of iterations of it. We got some feedback from people in Discord, but ultimately it wasn't the game that we decided to move forward with.
Left to the wayside, just like Tender Mercenaries.
Oh, Tender Mercenaries. So good. So we're designing a board game, card game.
All right.
I got cards.
Okay.
I got markers.
Great.
We have a theme. I feel like when you get a side quest in games, Mark, you can ask the NPC a few questions ahead of time, and they give you like some background. What is MMA?
MMA is a sport. It's short for mixed martial arts. It's like interdisciplinary cage fighting. So you'll have fighters that train different elements from different martial arts to try to compete in a rule set and either win fights by knockout or points.
So I can punch, I can kick. I can, what are other things I can do in MMA? I can holds, grapple.
Grapple, you can throw, you can sweep, you can jujitsu people. I guess the word would be you'd submit them.
Noogies, is that a thing? Get on top of somebody and just rub their hair.
I mean, I guess that's kind of ground and pound.
So that's like the realm that we're building in.
Our basis of characters, we had 4 characters. We had a grappler, we had a volume striker, we had a heavy hitter, and we had a counterpuncher.
Yeah, I didn't like any of those names back then. I don't like them now.
What's wrong with any of those names?
But none of those names matter today on the rough draft. I told Mark I had an idea, and I don't know if this is a good place for us to start, Mark. So 18 cards, we know that. My thought was there would be a 6-card draft at the beginning, right? So you'd flip over 6 of them, and then we'd have a draft, and you got to pick the 3 cards that you start with. I also thought maybe we can make 6 base cards. Those are always the cards you start with, and then you add to your team. But we have 3 cards, and the way MMA worked previously was we then set the order that they were going to battle in secret. And there was a little kind of cat and mouse trying to figure out what the other person was going to do. We lock our order, then we both flip our first one over into the center, and those 2 fight. At the start of the next round, there's a draft. We'd flip over 3 more cards and then have a draft between those and add to our team.
It sounds like a reasonable place to start. I would say like you collect the person that gets knocked out though. That becomes your coin. That's how you keep score.
Yeah, you could do it that way. Yeah, because I wasn't sure how do you win.
I don't think you want to go through the whole deck every game. I think you want the game to end before that.
There'd be 4 rounds in the game to flip over all 18 cards.
Well, let me hit you with this. Since we're talking about MMA land, fights are either 3 or 5 rounds.
Oh, okay.
And since we don't want to go through the whole deck, I'd say why don't you play 3-round games?
Wow, that's presumptuous to think that you're going to win any of the rounds. I figured I was just going to win the first 3.
Well, then it's over.
Yeah, I beat you.
Yeah.
It's a quick game.
It's a small game.
So like, I think that's like the general framework that we're working in right now, right? That's where we'll start.
Sure.
That little bit of auto battler. I think if we did some research on 18 card games, it's probably something like that. It's a small space. You know, we could have just taken the old MMA cards, but we didn't do that. We're sitting here with blank cards.
I don't see why you wouldn't want some equivalent of those. I think you can dislike the names, but I think in terms of theme and mechanically, I think those are like reasonable characters to have in your game.
I think every card should be unique.
Sure.
18 unique fighters.
Yes, no leveling up. The game's going to be too small for that feature in this game.
That makes me sad because that was the one thing I was thinking about that I really wanted to try to put into the cards, but not for the first pass anyway.
You know how face cards in a regular playing card deck are designed?
Sure.
So that when I put it down, both of us see the face up person. You could design the cards that way, and then you have a level 1 and a level 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of my original thoughts. But you'd have to have some sort of tracking to know that that card is a level 2 versus the other one.
Also, the cards are going to need rules text.
Yeah, we want to keep it simple. Let's grab a marker.
Oh, this will be fun. Why don't we both just like make up 3 characters and play the first round?
Sure. Mine are going to hit for 50. What are yours going to hit for? When we're thinking about the cards, there's going to be a character, right? It's going to be somebody doing something, it's some clever name. But then what are the numbers on the card? It's health, and then it's damage output, right? Is it damage output? Is it like a number, or is it what die they roll? 8 health, 8 damage. Does that mean 8 means I roll an 8-sided die?
In my head, the more damage your character does, the less health they should have.
Sure.
So if your people are hitting for 50, they're only going to have 1 hit point.
So we did want to have, and that was what you were building in though, was that like counter, right? So it's not just a straight whoever, rolls the highest. There is some level of strategy in placing your 3 fighters, because there's going to be an open draft and you'll know what the other person is doing and you can kind of select counters to that.
I mean, we had a system for that where there was like an advantage disadvantage system based on what you were fighting.
Yeah.
So there are 18 cards. What if there were either 3 or 6 different, I guess you could call them suits? Because like you could think of like the striker is advantaged against the grappler suit, and then the grappler suit is advantaged against this other suit. And you could do it that way. And then you could still have like a variety. You'd still have some number of specific grapplers, but they would all they would fall into the same advantage disadvantage category. And I think that's how you get the variety in the game.
Okay. Let's start with 3. Let's not try to do 6. 3 types.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. So we have striker.
I think you have like strikers, you have like a striker, you'd have a wrestler, and you'd have like a submission or a jiu-jitsu person.
Where's like the kung fu karate?
Strikers.
Okay. So let's each make one of those cards.
Okay. What features are we doing? You're doing their hit points, you're doing a damage die, and then take a stab at
what advantage or disadvantage they would have.
Yeah.
Oh, I want my striker to have first strike. Is that a thing? Can I attack, but I have low health, but I roll first?
Sure, try it. Why not?
First strike. First strike striker. Oh, what a great name. I don't even say anything, Mike. That's the name of this card.
How do you...
Okay. Strike. Striker. Stick figure, but, Wapow. Okay. What is going to be a high hit point in this game? What is going to be a low hit point?
I think you want games to be fast. We're not going to use the 20-sided die, are we?
I want to hit for 80. No, we're not. I mean, what are we really going to start with? Maybe 3 of these? The 12-sided?
I don't think you use the 12 either.
Okay.
I think you have like 4, 6, 8, and maybe 10 if you wanted to have like a special character.
Okay. Well, then my first striker obviously rolls at 10 dice. It's crazy strong, but he has less hit points. So what would high hit points be then?
3 10s would be 30 hit points. That would probably be way too many. 15 would be like maybe a maximum for hit points. That can still end up with a lot of rolls.
Yeah, 15 seems high. So 12 is like high end. Mid tier would be like 8, and then low would be like 4 or 6. My first striker, he's a stick figure, so anything. Well, he's only got 4. So for attack, are we just putting the die that gets rolled?
I would just put D10 for the die. My striker also rolls a D10 and has a lowish hit points. But my guy's thing is, let me pitch this to you. It's flying kicker.
Oh yeah.
So what's going to happen is I'll have a little bit more hit points, even though I'm still dealing a D10. But every time I use my flying kick, he's going to deal like 1 point of damage to himself.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, it's a dangerous move. Not like my double punch. Very safe.
That's not double. First strike is dirty. It's not double strike, is it?
Double first strike striker.
What is happening?
He's powerful.
This game's broken.
Okay. So then I have to think about how the strikers have an advantage against, not the grapplers, right? Against the...
I don't know. I think you just like toss a coin. Maybe we would do some MMA research.
Yeah. I mean, I also don't love Rochambeauing this thing, where it's just kind of a Rochambeau every round.
We had 4 categories for advantage, disadvantage in the original.
Yeah.
You could do 3, like rock, paper, scissors, and then have like 5 characters of each, and then have 3 outliers.
Would it be simple to do our advantage, disadvantage this way? That don't make anyone a D10. At the high end, it's 8. But if you have advantage, it goes to the 10. And that could be like a very simple way in this prototype.
I think we did something like that in the original also.
Okay, so that's my first strike striker. Then I need my grappler. WWE, that's what I need.
Sure. Zangief from Street Fighter. I'm working on my jiu-jitsu guy.
Calling this one high ropes because he jumps. His special move comes up the top rope. Top ropes. That's better. Top ropes.
I'm going to call my guy chain moves. Chain locks? Chain something.
He's going to have 10 health. He's just going to roll a d6. I've drawn the ropes of a ring here.
Oh, I didn't draw any pictures.
And he's standing on top of the ropes about to jump off and elbow somebody.
I forgot. We're not doing like cool abilities yet, are we? Because I have a cool ability in mind for my.
Not on the base 3. Let's get there on the next set.
Then aren't you just like incentive to just like min-max all the dice without any like special things?
Yeah, but how do you got to start at the base level first, right? Actually, I mean, I have a first strike striker, so you can have an ability. What I'm not sure about, Mark, if I set the die to a D4 and that person is disadvantaged, there's nowhere to go down to.
We could bump the dies so that you're playing with 6, 8, 10, and then it bumps to like at advantage, you go up to a 12 and disadvantage goes down to a 4. Let's do that.
Okay.
Does that mean both of our flying kickers turn into other things? My cool ability is on odd rolls, reroll damage, and do it again.
This is Mark versus Jason. That's what that reminds me of. And that person is your what?
It's my jujitsuer.
And what happens on the odd roll?
You get to roll an additional time.
What? OP.
My jujitsu guy is called Kimura Ken.
All right, I just need my jiu-jitsu person for the opening now.
I think you have to give abilities like your first strike striker. I think you have to do something on each card. The game just doesn't have any like vitality to it with just dice rolling.
All right, you gave me a name earlier. I'm going to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Joe.
I'm calling my grappler Big Chuck.
Yeah, that's good. What's Joe going to do? Ooh, there should be some submission. Like if you roll a certain thing against me, I get to roll again. Ooh.
That could be like the characteristic feature of the submission grapplers is they get rerolls or like an additional roll.
Yeah.
You could have like, I'm thinking like my Big Chuck, he ignores damage that are 1s and 2s.
That's good. I feel like on odds, it's just so OP every time. Because I was thinking like, I get to roll on a 6. If you roll a 6, then I get to do an extra roll for a submission.
Try it. I mean, it's early. It's not like this is the final product, right?
That's true.
Break things and then balance.
All right.
Make cool things and then balance.
Well, then I would say on even rolls, but I'm just going to say on 6 7s.
There's only 2 dice that roll 7s.
On 6, you get to submission, hold, roll. Okay. They roll a 6 or you roll a 6. There we go. All right. So I got my base team. First strike striker, WWE top ropes, and BJJ Joe.
I have flying kicker, Kimura Ken, and Big Chuck.
Okay. So we would have a draft with these 6, or we can just put them out against. No, let's draft.
We're gonna draft them.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like it's going to be like a little kid draft where you only take yours. Like, there's no way I'm not picking first strike striker if I have the first pick.
Okay.
We'll roll for the first pick. Mark. I rolled a 6-sided die and I rolled a 6. Mark rolled a 20-sided die and rolled a 4. I should have the first 2 picks. Would it be a snake draft? I think it'd be a snake draft, right?
If you want.
Yeah. I take the first strike striker.
I'm going to take grapplers are advantage against strikers.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you have a grappler.
Yeah. What does your WWE guy do? He didn't get a special ability. You didn't give him anything.
Yeah. He's just.
Whatever. I'm taking Big Chuck and I'm going to take, I'll test your BJJ Joe.
I'm going to take flying kicker. I'm going to double up on the strikes.
Yep.
And then the odd roll, Kimura Ken is just OP. Sorry, you got WD. Look, if you need to add it, if you want to add something to WWE top ropes because he doesn't have like anything special, I think you should.
What do you think? Double damage on your upper end? That's probably too good. Double damage on your low end?
Yeah, double damage on low end. Offset the Chuck. But Chuck would still be immune to the 1s and 2s, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
All right.
You have 2 strikers? What do I have? I have 2 wrestlers.
So
which should be good against you, but you have 2 jiu-jitsu guys. No, we each have 1 jiu-jitsu guy. That's kind of interesting.
So I'm thinking about what Mark is going to put out first. Like his grapplers have an advantage over my strikers. So he's got 2 grapplers. I'm going to stack them in the front. Then I have to have my jiu-jitsu person there. Okay, that's a fun part of the game. We've set ours. We're going to flip our first one. Pa-pow.
Oh.
He goes with his jiu-jitsu, the BJJ Joe, and I've got first strike striker. And I got the advantage, so I'm going to go to a 12-sided die.
Oof, I'm going to get dusted.
Pew, pew.
You gave me a lot of hit points, though. How are we going to mark damage in the game?
Oh, that's something we didn't think about. You
may need revision.
Well, right now we're going to do it mentally.
All right, well, yep, I'm at 5, you're at 2.
Yep, roll again.
1.
If I roll, you don't get the roll if I knock you out.
I know.
I knock you out.
Too good.
Yeah.
Goodbye, BJJ Joe. Now your damage stays though, right?
Correct. I have 2 damage.
Next up is
Gonna be a grappler.
top ropes.
Top ropes.
And I'm advantaged now.
Yeah. So I am disadvantaged. So I'm going down to a D. Oh, only a D8.
Still a lot.
I wonder if, like, in theory, like, maybe the first strike doesn't happen. Maybe the ability doesn't happen unless they're at advantaged.
Things to consider.
Yeah.
6. I go down to 4. You're dead.
Yeah. You just knocked me out. So boom. But I've got 6 damage. Top ropes does his thing. And then I've set this up perfectly. Boom. Kimura Ken comes in. Jiu-Jitsu has the advantage. Rolls twice on odd.
I'm also on an 8. Oh, but you're going up to a...
I'm going up to an 8. You're going down to a 6. Pew pew.
Jason's really good at rolling dice.
I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 3.
So there was already...
There was already 6 damage on him.
Yeah, so they're done, but 3 damage on me. Yeah, we've lost 2 already, though, because I only wanted to flip over 3 in the next round, but if that many fighters are always going to go, maybe you're just adding to it and then selecting. So Kimura Ken is now facing Big Chuck.
All right.
Got the advantage.
Disadvantaged again.
And you only got 5 HP.
I'm toast.
You're totally toast.
Our numbers probably need some work.
You better hope I roll a 1 or 2. We might want to increase that to a 3. Oh, I rolled a 1.
I also rolled a 1. You have a lot of hit points, though.
I have 3 hits from the last fight, so 1. Yeah.
Come on, Big Chuck.
Oh, I just rolled an 8. I knocked you out.
All right. Jason wins the round.
So I would have 2 characters left. I knocked out all 3 of yours. So we couldn't, in theory, do what I had said, where it's like, oh, you just flip over 3 cards and have a draft, because you need all 3 of them to make your team.
Well, if you think about, let's go back to kind of the auto battler thing, right? You have your full team. You get the option of adding new ones. Thinking about next steps, what if there were 3 new cards revealed? You could keep your catch-up mechanic. I get to pick 2, and then you get the remaining 1.
Or you do it this way. You reveal 3, you pick first, I pick second, and then you get the last one.
Oh, that's reasonable. You field a team of 3.
Yeah.
And that's the new team going forward. The ones that you discard are done.
Oh, yeah.
Because like that's how it would be in an auto battler.
Yeah, that would work. And it gives the person who lost the fight the advantage.
So you always have 3 and only 3 characters each round. But you have more options in what you field.
Well, I wouldn't have any options. Oh, no, because I would have kept the character. When I lost First Strike Striker, I would have 4. I would have 3, then I would draft 1, I would have 4.
Right.
So from here, I'm going to pick 1.
Yes.
That goes away. Yeah, that would work.
And that works reasonable with the math. You could also do something where you do like a 4. You could reveal 4, because if you start with 6 cards, round 2, you reveal 4 new ones to add to your teams. And then 4 more, you've used 14 cards of the 16 available characters. So you always have a little bit of variance in what's going to be present in the game and not present in the game. You could also just keep it as 3 and keep it to 3 rounds.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Building a game.
I like the idea of adding a 4th thing to the pie to break the rock, paper, scissors feel.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely something I don't want, is just that rock, paper, scissors thing. I also know that we would have to have a solution for the math, and maybe it doesn't involve die. Maybe there is a way to do it.
You could use the backs of the rule cards as like hit point counters. And then like you just cover your guy has the amount of damage they can take.
Yeah, that would work.
Look at us. Creative solutions. It's a good start. I do still enjoy the game.
Oh, yeah, totally. I love like trying to figure out how I'm supposed to line them up, trying to predict what you're going to put forward first. Or
HP generally seems kind of low, but it does make the game quick.
This is a game that I imagine gets played in, 5 to 10 minutes and is replayable. Hopefully, right? You want to do it again.
Leave them loving it.
I think the draft allows the different setups. Yeah, I wouldn't like my previous idea where we set 3 base cards and said you always start with these base cards, because then the beginning of the game is boring.
Yeah, I think you want the variety and the complexity of the decision about how to line the characters up right away. It would make the rock, paper, scissors thing worse if you're like every time you start with one of each.
So we propose this as a side quest, right? My idea, Mark, is that we can make some version of this game and have it about the same time that we have Under One Sky. If I'm just ballpark guessing, Kickstarter campaign, September, we'll send it to production in October. They will make it in a couple of months, ship it. We would have the games in theory in, let's say, March. It's just, a guess right now. I think it's reasonable to make a card game and do the same thing and do that within its time. Not crowdfund it, not kickstart it, just purchase it and hope we can sell some along with the game when we're at Game Market West or we're at KublaCon next year.
Yeah, sounds like a good way to inject the things that I enjoy back into what we're doing.
Look, that's what this side quest was trying to do.
Brought a twinkle to my eye. I think we've really got something going with our names now.
It's debatable, aside from First Strike Striker.
I'm a pretty big fan of Big Chuck. This was a nice foray into side quest land. Let's check back in with Under One Sky with the other thing.
Art is done.
Boom.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
It's not fully done, but it's done. We had to submit everything for the pre-production copies, and we have done that. I'm going to start posting some of the images on Blue Sky. I'll start posting some of the images in Discord. I can share those. And we hope in a very near future episode, we're going to be able to talk to our artist on the show.
I can't wait to interview the two of you about all of the things that have been happening with the art, because I'm just like, over my head.
Yeah, I'm really curious what their perspective is working with me, because we're figuring it out as we go. I don't know what I don't know, and I don't know what I need to know until somebody asks me, why are we doing it this way? Or I'm going to give a shout out to Scott, who has helped us tremendously over the last week with the rule book and with the art. I've had the manufacturer designer guideline book for a while. It's like a rule book, Mark. I never read it. I just like, here, I had the artist look at it, and I was like, Scott looked at it, was like, guys, we're doing some things wrong. We have to change this. You have to do it this way. I was like, oh, thank God Scott's here.
Might be one of those like areas for growth. Maybe start reading the rulebook.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Mark. Thanks.
The Misplay podcast is brought to you by Howley Boy Games. Consider donating at buymeacoffee.com/themisplay. We express our humble gratitude and recognize any level of support here on our list of sponsors. If you'd like to become a featured sponsor of the show, find our form at themisplay.com/sponsors.
I don't know anything about, I couldn't name anyone who does jiu-jitsu. Karate Kid.
Your kids.
They went one day on a free trial.